What's up, YouTube? This is Everyday Addictions, your host, TKD Kid, and this is your review for Gotham Season 2, Episode 15. It's called Mad Grey Dawn, and what a great episode this was. Let's get right down to it. It's a quick review, so if I miss something, I'm sorry. So here we go. The episode starts out as a review from last week, and now Bruce Wayne is with Selina on the streets. Captain Barnes is suspicious of Jim Gordon of Galavan's murder. He still doesn't believe Jim of what went down. It's a whole mess. It's a mess. Let me tell you that much right now. And then Penguin, he got released from Arkham, and what he did, he went to go visit Butch. If you guys don't know who Butch is, go watch Gotham back, Season 1, Season 2, and they were suspicious. Butch is the leader now of the underworld of Gotham. He's the boss, with Tabitha's with them too. And he walked right in there with the guards, and Butch couldn't believe it. Everyone pulled a gun on him, thought he was going to assassinate everybody, but he didn't. He walked in there. He's a new man. You know, he doesn't do violence anymore, thanks to Hugo Strange. And he walked in there, wanted to see Butch, and gave him cupcakes. That was pretty much it. That was it. And then we went to Bruce and Selina went to go visit Ivy. Ivy works for a gang now. She does mushrooms for the gang, I guess. And different mushrooms do different things. Some mushrooms make you sleep, make you on a huge high, etc., etc. So Selina's idea was, and the gang leader is Butch's nephew. So Selina's idea was to go to the gang's house, wait till they're asleep from the mushrooms, and steal from them. That's Selina for you. Steal the money. And her and Bruce tried to steal the money, almost got away with it until the nephew popped in, and he was assaulting Kat, or Selina. He was assaulting her, and Bruce stood up. Bruce got his ass beat, and he wouldn't give up though. He kept getting up, kept calling him names, kept calling him a coward. He still got hit pretty bad though. He got beat up pretty bad. But he made his point, and they ended up getting away. Bruce and Selina did some beating up of their own, so they got away. They got away. So they got away, and going back to Jim Gordon and this whole, he wanted to talk to Riddler about the disappearance of Miss Kringle and Officer Doherty. And Riddler, Enigma, didn't like Jim Gordon in his business. So Enigma thought someday down the road, Jim would figure out what happened to Kringle and Doherty. Okay? So what Riddler's doing, he put the cops through riddles and gallery that Riddler set up, and it led to another riddle, another game for him at a train station that Gordon and Bullock figured out. It was all a gimmick. It was all a gimmick. It was all everything just to frame Gordon. I don't know if Riddler wanted to. I don't understand why Riddler didn't kill him physically by himself. Maybe he still thinks Jim as a friend. I don't know. But it was just all a ruse to get Gordon off his back, because Gordon wants to figure out what happened to Kringle and Doherty. So, you know, whatever. It was all a scheme. Edward put a whole scheme in, and it worked. What happened was, Riddler set up Gordon. Long story short, Enigma framed Gordon of an officer's death, and now Gordon is in serious trouble with Captain Barnes, because Barnes is already suspicious of him with Galavan. So now this, on top of that, it's a mess for Jim. So now, then they had a 4-week trial for Jim, and he was found guilty. He was found guilty of that cop murder. It was all set up by Enigma. Nobody knows it was Enigma. It's a mess. So now Gordon's in prison for 40 years. That's what the judge said. And Lee went to go visit him in the cell right after his trial, and Jim said, you know, move on without me. Even though she's pregnant, move on. Don't come here again. I won't answer your calls. And that was that scene. I was like, although I do think that was kind of a thing to get Marina Baccarin off the show, because she did just have a baby, and we'll see how that goes. So Jim's in prison. Enigma didn't get caught, and Bruce got beaten up. He's living on the streets with Selena still. Penguin met his dad. Penguin went to go visit his mom's grave, and his dad showed up to pay his respects, and they didn't know each other until Oswald said, "Do you know my mother?" And he says, "Yeah, a long time ago." And they put two and two together, and she didn't tell him that she was pregnant with Penguin back 31 years ago, and it was all a long story. So Penguin's dad, brought him to his mansion. The dad has an inheritance of money, so he's wealthy. So brought him back to his children and his wife. So Penguin has stepsister, stepbrother, and a stepmom, and the dad welcomed him to his home. And more on that on next week's episode, because there's something fishy about that family. Something fishy. That was the episode. Jim's in prison. Enigma up to his old game. Enigma's getting more and more Riddler-ish. And Bruce is still with Selena. And that's that. That was the episode. I can't wait till next week. Gotta watch next week. See what happens to Jim in prison. It was a hell of an episode. So there's my review for Gotham episode season 2, episode 15. And alright, see you later. Don't forget to watch next week. Peace out.